So, trauma. And when we have trauma, we do not always really realize how much it is affecting our lives. So I'm going to talk about today one way that trauma sneaks in to you. And I am going to talk about a lot of the different ways that it does on the following videos, okay? But this first one is really interesting because it's sneaky. So, with this, you might think you're doing the work and you're getting over the old wounds and the trauma, or maybe you don't even try. You think you got it, right? You're successful in your business, you're successful with a family, but there are ways that trauma sneaks in, and a lot of your decisions are based on that, on the trauma or old wounds that you have. A lot of the things that we do are based on what we have experienced before, especially something that has impacted us so strongly in our childhood, even in our teenhood, somewhere along the growth pattern that was incredibly impactful for us and harmful in some way that hurt us in some way, that caused trauma or old wounds. And if we don't address it, then we are going to be following into all these different ways that it shows up in our lives and doesn't stop. Now, one is a very subtle, but it's also part of the reason why so many of us are not handling, the anxiety, the constant worry, the always being ready, that kind of feeling, always just not being able to meditate, not being able to just sit. We always have to be doing something. There is always a muscle that shows our trauma. I know that sounds so funny, but it's true. It is either, a lot of times, it's around the eyes. The muscles around the eyes, they'll always be very tight, okay, in a way that is just tight. They feel tight, tension, and you get tension headaches easily from that. You get sinus infections, believe it or not, from it too, because you're constricting inside. And another place that is really funny, and actually I had, because I too, of course, I've had trauma. I don't think there are very many people who don't have trauma. And I had some severe trauma in my life, both as a kid and also as an adult. The loop. We'll talk about that at a later time. But I was storing my leftover residue from my trauma or old wound in my thumb. Both of my thumbs. Doesn't that sound funny? However, that is not good. And in my thumbs they're always tight. They're always like they're grabbing something. And I noticed it because a friend noticed it. I didn't even notice it the first time. They did. And they said, your thumb is always tight. I guess I was driving or something and she saw it on the steering wheel. Well, anyway, I thought, you're right. And I thought, how much they feel very tight. I never noticed it before. And I started to consciously let go of the tension, but not by just saying, be still or something. I constantly say to myself, I am safe. I am not going through anything severe now. I am not suffering. I am safe. I am safe. And then I let go of the muscles in the thumb and around the eyes. And then I concentrate and I breathe very deep all the way down to my abdomen. I get the breath all the way down there. So I feel that beautiful breath and the pelvic floor falls. And you just keep saying, I am safe. I am complete. I am safe, and I am complete. To relax the body. And soon you'll start training yourself to feel wherever that tension is throughout the body, which is a hidden way that trauma shows itself. Now, I do want to warn you, if you haven't started healing from your trauma, this is not going to work. You've got to start healing. You have got to work to start to get your trauma, to understand it, to let go of it to a certain extent, to at least not let it affect you in this way. And how do I know this? Because I have healed my own trauma. And on top of that, I'm a medicine woman. And I also channel spirit. But everyone who comes to me usually has trauma. Because I'm a medicine woman. And they want healing. So I work with them. And I have seen all these manifestations of trauma in their lives. Everybody's different, every kind. But the ones that hold on to it never change. The problems will not go away in how it's manifesting in their life. And they have so many difficulties in their private life and with themselves. But when you start to heal, then you'll notice things like the tension in your hands. You'll start to be able to let go around your eyes or even in your spine that makes you huddle up, right? Letting it all go. But it's on the road of progression. And so in these videos, I am going to start talking about the different ways that trauma and old wounds really manifest in your lives, and don't stop until you decide to heal. Is healing hard? No. In fact, I am offering, because everyone who comes to me with trauma, I decided usually with trauma, believe it or not, if I use the ancient ways of the shaman, because I am a medicine woman, and we work with that way and the understanding, I have had success rates within 8 to what? How's my adding? 2 to 3 months. You don't have to be in therapy for years. You really don't, especially if you're ready. So if you're interested now, and I've got a link right below for you to look at. But if you are interested, follow or put, a heart or something, interact some way, or send this out to someone who maybe, went through trauma, my dog, and, they may need it. And so follow out, because nobody needs to keep trauma in their life. They do not. And once you learn the lesson, it never comes back again. Ever. Okay? Love you all. Have beautiful love and light in your life.